But
you have reiterated that, you have touched it from the last caller before me. But what I want to ask, because we have known there is a lot of benefits we are going to get, but man, there's something confusing me. Some of the Biafrans or some of the IPOP, those that claimed that they have joined IPOP, they don't attend the meeting. They are IPOP under oath. They came to meeting and took oath with IPOP. Some people come to the meeting from 2 years, 3 years, 6 months. They don't contribute to them. They don't.
And DOS is the highest office. I keep on repeating it because some of our people, they don't understand what we are doing. They think that we are joking, but we have come to do the justice. Today, I hope you people have coupled all your questions because we are here to take every question that you bring about the thing that is happening right now. Thank you. Thank you, my people. Our guest is here. I will bring him in right now. Our guest is here today. Our guest is here. Now, my great people of Biafra, you know, I always tell my people this time around, we are changing the narrative with DOS by bringing our own. You know, we can never allow them to be telling us our story because when we allow them to tell us our story, they will always concord the story. They will always be dishing out some things that is not real. That is why we have made it, we have taken it upon ourselves to begin to bring our own. That is why we have a person, our guest today. I'm not going to mention his name, I've said it before, but he's going to introduce himself very well to you all. And some of you that I want to ask a question, after I'm done with all my questions, you can also bring your questions up and he will answer everything concerning what is happening now. Concerning what is happening now, that is what you're going to bring. Mazi, I would like you to introduce yourself to you all, to us. The floor is yours, Mazi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to fellow Biafrans. My name is Kanu Takano. I am from Isiama Faroku Umuahia province in Biafra land. Thank you for having me in this program.
Thank you, Mazi. He have introduced himself, but I have to introduce himself more to you people because he cannot be saying all these things. I know to him it does not matter, but to us it matters a lot. He is a brother to our leader, Onyendu. A man that you are looking on the screen right now is a brother to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Onyendu, the supreme. He is a supreme. If you like, whatever you like, you can do. But he is a supreme. This is his brother. Mazi, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for bringing out your time. I know it is a very difficult time for you. You are working assiduously. You are doing every of your best to make sure that your brother is out. Yes, some people call it's not a family business. But of course, we have to talk about the family also. For some of you that are doubting, you people, Thomas, will see. You will hear today. Bring all your questions. Don't miss anyone. And don't start writing jargons here. We want you to bring it out and ask him. He will answer you everything. Let's start this way, this point. I want you to listen what I want about to ask you right now. You know, some of us, they don't know what is IPOB. Some people don't know what IPOB stands for. Now, our first question will go to you. What do you understand about IPOB and what are they stand for? What is their work on this Biafran restoration project? Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. The easiest way to define what IPOB stands for, what IPOB is, I can only use that word that we are a big family, a global family. when we accept ourselves to be one people, fighting for one common cause, and that is the restoration of Biafra. That is what IPOB means to every genuine IPOB, and nothing more, nothing less.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi, for putting it in a simple term so our people can be able to understand. And I hope our audience are listening and they are understanding what you have said, that IPOB stands for the restoration of our dignity and our motherland, Biafra. And I hope everyone understands this. Mazi, we will also go to the second question. I have almost 10 questions for you before we will begin to bring our people that want to ask a question. But I know that those that are with IPOB and their leadership they don't have any question to ask, because I know that they are in with the DOS, the highest office of IPOB. Mazi, when we are talking about DOS and the leadership, what can we learn from you? Who are the DOS and what is their work? That is question to you, Mazi. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. DOS is the governing body of IPOB. They run day-to-day activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. Of course, being headed by Mazi Chika Edoziem and other members. That is their job. And that is what they do to make sure, because we know that we have structures for most of them that understand how Biafra runs, or this IPOB functions. We have structures, lay down structures. You're talking about the leader, you're talking about DOS, you are talking about the continental reps, you are talking about the national coordinators, you are talking about the regional coordinators, you are talking about the unit coordinators. This is the structure of IPOB. And DOS is responsible for the day-to-day runnings of this organization.
Thank you, Mazi. So according to you, you are trying to let us know that DOS is the umbrella of this movement, that we should follow them at all times. Regardless what people may say about them, we must follow them. And according to what you said, I also understood that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander of this DOS. Is it what you mean also?
Absolutely.
Thank you, my brother. And now let's go to our next question to you, Mazi Kanonta Kanu, the brother to our Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will keep on using this form of words, a brother to Onyendu, so that people, our audience, will understand who we have today on Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Rapture Media is under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Mazi, let's talk about the extraordinary rendition of our Onyendu from Kenya, or where, I don't know how this thing happened, but we want to ask you, what is really the meaning of extraordinary rendition? Because our people, some of our people don't understand what it is, but we want to hear from you. What do you understand about extraordinary rendition of our leader? Can you please explain to us, Mazi? Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I am not a legal expert, but from my own little knowledge of what I know, extraordinary rendition means when somebody is kidnapped or secretly taken out of a country without a due process. What do I mean by due process? That means if you are looking for somebody, in fact, let me give a typical example. When the United States court indicted this young man they call Abba Kyari, they didn't enter into Nigeria to kidnap him. Rather, they went through the Attorney General of the Federation. They went through court to extradite him. That means there must have to be a hearing that he has committed a crime. So at the end of the day, when the court is satisfied with the evidence around them or presented before them, they can say, now take this man to wherever I want to try him because we can see he will stand a fair trial in that country. But the difference between Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's own, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, is that he was kidnapped by Nigerian government without the due process. And that is why it is very, very illegal for them to try him, because they don't have any case against him. If they think they want justice, as they are claiming, they should bring him back. They should repatriate him back to Kenya or United Kingdom and then follow the due process. That means extradition process. If they win, it's done through an individual, independent judicial. If they win, they will hand Mazen Nnamdi Kanu over to Nigerian government for him to go and face trials or charges, that is, whatever thing is being charged of in Nigeria. But in this case, there was nothing like that. Rather, Nigeria indulged in criminal activities. As a matter of fact, that the crime Nigeria has committed is even more bigger than what they are charging Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, of. That is one thing people need to understand. So Nigeria has committed more heinous crime than what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is being charged of. That is how I can define this or tell you about the meaning of extraordinary rendition.
Thank you, Mazi. And again, I want to ask you also on this extraordinary rendition, as you just explained to us. And now we are getting the point more better. Now, if I may ask you, which passport did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have when the extraordinary rendition him to Nigeria? Because we have heard Mazen Nnamdi Kanu tie with that number, my leader, a man that I will defend with my blood. I keep on saying this, but it seems that because some people they have using their brain, it seems that so that is why some people are getting confused this time around. And I want to ask you, can you tell us the document that our leader was using when the extraordinary rendition him to that contraption? Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you. Everybody knows he has denounced anything that has to do with Nigeria. He is a British citizen, and he traveled with his British passport from United Kingdom to Kenya on official meeting, and it was from there that he was kidnapped and sent to Nigeria.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. Our audience have heard it, that our leader is not using that contraption passport, that he's a British citizen. We all know this, but I also know about this, but we want to hear it from your mouth. That is why I asked. Our leader have already denounced Nigeria in totality on one of his broadcasts. For those of you that are not listening to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, go back to his broadcast. It's a man that saw what tomorrow is, a man that saw what will happen to our people, and he keep on giving us warning so that we can be able to see, so we can be able to prevent it before it will come. Mazi, thank you very much. Mazi, thank you very much for having you here today. And our next question goes this way. Mazi, we saw what is happening today, how people were running head-to-scatter, how people were deceiving some people, because we have some gullible one on this quest of self-determination, especially those that just joined this struggle during COVID-19. We saw them as they were parading themselves, saying all manners of things, but that is not the problem. As you have told us here, that DOS is the umbrella, that is what I believe. And they are the highest office of this movement. And the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander. Nobody will take away that from him. And I don't believe any charlatan can dispute it. There is no word to use to compare it. Maz, let's talk about this, please. Let's talk about 2015 in Afaruku Ibeku, in the house of Eze Israel, who is your father and the father of Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Opukano. What are you going to tell us? What is the difference between 2015 when they arrested our leader? Because our leader told them that he's coming down to Biafra land by himself. By then, it was not extraordinary rendition when we call that one arrest. But this one is a different case. Now, I want to ask you, when our leader was in detention, is this something different from 2015 and 2020? Because a lot of people were coming, they were causing confusion here and there. I want you to explain to us what is the difference between 2015 and 2021? Because for me, I don't think there's something different. We have encountered all such a thing before. So, but I want you to explain to us more, because when all these things, they invaded the house of our leader, which is Eze Kanu Israel, you were there. So I want you to tell us the struggle, the fight we did before they came to assassinate our leader, and what is also happening today in 2021. Mazi, the floor is yours. And I hope you understand my question to you. If you're not, I will still repeat it again. Thank you, Mazi.
I still try to understand. You were trying to say what happened in 2015, and the later stage, what happened, what followed after that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. If I can remember vividly, he was arrested in October 2015 when he came into Nigeria. And that was what happened, was taken to Abuja. And before this time, I want to tell people, this is not the first time he has been arrested. He was arrested sometime in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, because he was on his way from Nigeria, Lagos to UK. They saw Biafran flyers. He was arrested. This one we handled in our family. I remember my dad went to DSS Abuja, where they handed my elder brother, our leader, to him and said, take your son back home. These are things people don't know. And in 2015, he was arrested in Lagos because they see him as a threat. And before this time, we were broadcasting in Radio Biafra in London. As far back as 2009, we were all co-hosters in that very program. But people never knew about it. And after that, he intensified his attack. I wouldn't say attack, he was preaching the gospel, the gospel of heaven for those that wants to believe, because if you don't benefit from that contraption, you know actually that is always saying the truth. But for those that steal from that country, when you talk about the truth, it's just like you are abusing them or you want to kill them. So from there, he was taken, he was detained. Of course, the proceeding took longer time until when he was released in 2017. It was a very tough period for us, but one thing is certain, that we believed in him, the whole family, including my late parents. We never for one day said, oh, why are you doing this? We all believed in him, and we knew that he was fighting just a common cause that would benefit everybody. I mean, anybody that believed and anybody that wants to be free. That was exactly what he was doing, or what he's still doing up to this day. He was released, he came back, people were coming to see him. On 30th of August, I remember, we all went to Enugu for a meeting with the Southeast governors. All of them are still present today, except one person, Richard Okorocha, to discuss the way out, the way forward. After his presentation with Professor Ben Wabese and Mazi Elliot Ugo, the same governors promised us that they were going to see the presidency to table this issues before him. And what happened? 2 weeks after that, they came back with Operation Python Dance to kill everybody in my household. And in the process, they ended up killing 28 people. And so many other people were injured. Many people were injured. I was on the ground when all these things happened. These are things one can describe. But to an extent, we saw our comrades, they were dying, we couldn't help them because there was no movement in Omai. Most of them were asking for help, nobody could help them. We watched them, they bled to death. Because if you look at the injuries they sustained, they were shooting them. They just came to kill. Not that they were targeting their legs, no. They were hitting their organs so that they would die instantly. This was exactly what happened within this period of time, 2017. And I hope that most of our people who are not members of indigenous, who are not members of IPOB then, should go back and ask people who witnessed this horror, exactly what happened, before they will come up to mislead some people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. At the same question, we are still in the same question. Now that you have explained a lot of things to us, because a lot of people were not there in 2015 till 2017 when our Onyendu were released. After then, a lot of people joined the struggle. And I can remember that a lot of people joined the struggle when the DOS, the highest office, which led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, launched ESN. A lot of people run quick to join because, you know, our people, they always like to go where something that is already done, where the food is already done. They don't want to build themselves. That is why we see today, all of us, we are in abroad. Whenever we are telling people, let's come back home and build our own, they don't listen. They always want to go where it's already made. Thank you, Mazi, for this. But I will still ask you a question on the same things that we are talking right now. Now, I want you to explain to us the fight that we are seeing today. Is it the same thing happened in 2015? Because we can see that a lot of people are coming now trying to let us know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not well. I don't know how to put this. I don't want to use English that it will be against me and against my people. I want to ask you now, what happened in 2015? Is it the same thing repeating itself again today? Because we want to know. Because a lot of people were not there. And those people that we are not there when all these problems started, that our leader was in prison, and some people are coming to take the leadership. Some of them were not there. So this thing happened again. Some of people are still bringing the same attitude. We want to ask you, is it the same thing that happened in 2015 is happening now, so that we will know how to defend ourselves? If it's the same thing, then that means that we will keep on countering them. Keep on telling the world that they are fake. Mazi, I hope you understand my question. The floor is yours. Thank you.
And thank you very much. What happened in 2015 and what is happening now? And we use now is the same sameness. It's just like those of them in 2015 were wearing white, and this present in 2021, they are wearing black. That's the only way I can describe it. It's still the same thing, nothing changed. Only that is only people that changed, but it's still the same thing. Let me start. You know that our people are very fond of things. It's only us. Whenever we are doing something, we can never be serious to do things that will benefit others. It's always difficult for us sometimes to sacrifice. And when things like that happens, like it's happening now, Some people will be thinking it's all about what people are going to benefit. When I mean benefiting, talking about money. That is what most of them are dreaming of. And in that process, they will mess themselves up. They will mess themselves up, losing focus of what we are looking for. In 2017, some of them went to open Radio Biafra. So what is happening now is not new, because you should know that time, social media was not as strong as it is today. They went and opened their own radio station, being sponsored by politicians, Nigerian politicians. But they came out and said that they were going to preach the same gospel. I asked them one simple question there. Why do you use that platform to attack your brothers? Why don't you use it judiciously, that it can benefit everybody, including what your brothers are looking for? Most of them, they couldn't answer that question. And it's still exactly the same thing that is happening today. If you have your platform, you should always use it to impact other people. Use it to disseminate the information of what is happening to our people, because our people are suffering daily. If not using it to be attacking your brothers, it's not going to bring us anywhere. And I know sometimes that most of them are paid agents to come and do what they are doing. Because somebody took a piece of paper they call money and pass it on to you and tell you to go and destroy something that will benefit you, benefit your children, benefit your generation. And you accepted that money and you are doing the deed of those people. That is very, very shameful. They are doing it and they will continue to do it. You can't stop them. I don't know what I'll call it. If I'm going to say stupidity, envy, jealousy, or hopelessness, I don't know. But same thing is still happening over and over again. So I'm using this opportunity to break every one of you. If you want to learn, you learn. We are being killed daily in Biafra land. It's unfortunate that we are here today. We are enjoying. We are talking. We can move out freely and do whatever we want to do. But you are here destroying people at home. I was there in 2017. During the time we had the toughest trial. Even for me to move from Umuahia to Iguacha, each kilometer, there was a checkpoint. And they were killing and killing and killing. I knew how many people I myself treated or accompanied to Federal Medical Center and other places that I don't want to mention. They have sustained life-threatening injuries. Many of them were shot in the hand. Today, they can't use their hand. There was one, after shooting, they thought it was dead. They poured acid on him. And somebody is sitting down somewhere. You eat whenever you want. You have your families to interact with. You are here. You are trying to destroy those in Biafra land. I can categorically tell you that you are joking. You can deceive them. Maybe after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they will start asking themselves questions. No matter whatever we do, no matter how we pretend, we are not Europeans. We are Biafrans. And we are fighting to go back home and make it much more better than where we are today. That is what we should be thinking about. But if you're talking about all these things, if there will be problems, if there will be people who are being paid to destroy whatever we are doing, of course they're everywhere. And they're still here today. And I pray that Elohim should open the eyes of our people to identify these people very fast, as soon as possible, before it is too late. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you for this explanation to people, to our audience. And I hope they are getting the point. Because the most important thing is for you to start getting the point. You don't have to miss anything. Just get the point and reason with it. Mazi also the same question again. You know, we have heard the zoo call Nigeria when the extraordinary rendition our leader to that contraption. When you go to media rooms and their newspapers, they were saying that they are arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what they are saying, that they are arresting him. And I want to ask you exactly what happened before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left Afaraukwu Ibeko. Because some people are not talking about that. They are just telling us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ran away, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ran away, but they haven't tell us why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left Afaraukwu Ibeko. Mazi, you can just use a few minutes, just brief, please, because we want to know the reason why he ran from his for his life. Thank you, Mazi. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, we have to understand that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went on voluntary exile. Why do I say that? Because they came to kill him in Afaraukwu. The videos were everywhere. That very fateful day, I remember the police commissioner in United States, something Oyebade, is a Yoruba man, very brilliant, very intelligent police officer. If you have such people as commissioners in Nigeria, there will be peace everywhere. That was the man who was in charge. I remember one incident that happened in Omai. Our brothers were coming back from somewhere. The police officers opened fire on them. They attacked them. They arrested them. I went to police station in Omai. We met the CP. CP asked them, what crime did these people commit? They said that they are Biafrans. The man asked them, is there any law that said that they are not supposed to answer Biafra? The people said no. He asked them, do you people have problems with Biafrans? IPOB. They said no. He said, then leave them, let them go. They are doing what they are supposed to do. It's their own constitutional right to agitate for a change. And that change is for them to ask for Biafra. That Oyebade, as a man, is to be. He was in Omani that very day. To tell you how dodgy they are. When the soldiers came, they never came from the right source. They came through the back. And they started shooting everywhere. When we I tried calling the man said that he has been transferred from Mumbai to Abuja. They brought in one of back Alabama called, can I remember his name again? Something Oko. We were trying to reach him, nobody could reach him. They sent the truck load of soldiers, fully armed. They were killing. The video was out there on 14th of September. The one, our big brother, my best friend, covered something Congo. They were shooting sporadically. They were not shooting on air. They were targeting individuals. Those they killed, they took away. I was there when it happened. That was how Oyende escaped from the house and went out to treat himself because of the injuries he got. People never knew about it. And as funny as they are, because they paid Zoom media, because they will tell you, if you don't report what you're being asked to report, we will take a message from you. They came out and said, oh, Nnamdi Kanu jumped there, Nnamdi Kanu jumped there, Nnamdi Kanu jumped there. How many of them has gone back to check exactly what happened in our home in Omai on that very 14th day? The invasion, it took 3 stages. They wanted to assassinate him. That was on 7th of September in Obakara. They came back on 10th of September again. And finally on 14th of September. This same Garba Shehu now, who is claiming, who is in charge of presidency, was still there then. I remember I have the video and the broadcast, what he was saying. They asked the defense minister, what were the soldiers doing in the Faruku? They said that they were taking a truck full of arms, loaded with ammunition. And finally, they ended up in front of our house and they killed people. That was the story they gave. Up till today, they refused to tell the story. They refused to say exactly what happened. That was exactly what happened. So, if people don't know today, let me explain to them. They came to assassinate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and to kill the entire family. That was what Nigerian soldiers came to do. They were sent by even our own governors because they were the ones that rented the soldiers. They rented the soldiers with state allocation money against their own people. My house to the state government house is less than 400 meters. So this was exactly what happened. So before they are talking about the arresting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he jumped back, like they usually say, these are Fulani newspapers, and most of them that they have guns in their head and ask them, force them to write. They should know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never jumped anywhere. He said that he was going to come to court with 2 million Biafrans. That was what scared the zoo. They now send military to come and assassinate him. That should be on record. So he never jumped anywhere, but he went on voluntary exile. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very, very much, Mazi. For some of you that are just joining us just right now, I want you people to understand that this is Canon Takano, the brother to our leader, Windu. I said I will be using it this way so that people will get who he is. Now, my brother, let us also move a little bit forward on this question that I want to ask you right now. Because we saw, what is going on within few weeks now. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have our legal teams. We have them. And they are working for, I don't know who they are working for, but that is the question that I want to ask you. Because I could remember when our leader gave instruction in DSS Dungeon, a lot of people were saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is a gun on top of his head. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot give this kind of order. Somebody in DSS Dungeon, somebody they have tied his head, tie everything, tie his face. They are trying to let us know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot say something from there. But one thing I want to ask you now, Mazi, do you think that somebody has gone on top of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you think that where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is today, he's not talking to people? Because that is the narrative they were feeding to our people. Like when they give seat at home and they later cancel the seat at home, some people came and begin to say that, how can Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stop what is working? That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in a communicado, like in a place that he don't have mouth to say something, that he cannot speak to people. I hope you understand what I'm asking you, Mazi. Please go on and explain to us so that people will know that who we have is fearless before his enemy, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you. Let me ask you one question before I answer your question.
Of course.
The last appearance in the court, when you saw him, did he speak in the court, inside the courtroom?
Mazi, who we have is a lion. A lion will always give a birth to a lion. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was bold enough to speak to those that are guiding that court, and he challenged them. Mazi, he speak like a man who he is. Thank you.
He spoke that very well. That tells you all you need to know. That he can talk whatever he is. He can never hide. When he said it, that is the way it is. And those people who are involved, they know about it. The highest command, the governing body of IPOB knows exactly what is happening. So when he said stop, we'll stop. There are things people will need to understand. He said when two people are talking, nobody's talking. Am I right?
Sure.
You believe in escalation. IPOB don't want escalation because they believe through escalation they can sell their story. They will pay whatever it takes to make sure that they get their story in UK Parliament, to get their story in Washington, to get their story in European Union. This is how it is. And these are things sometimes our people they do not know. Because what is happening is sometimes people sit down, we are talking now. You reach out orders from where you are because you believe or you think that the world rotates around you. That is the problem they're having. If you've gone out, if you've been into negotiations, if you've visited these people and heard how they talk, you should not try to understand what diplomacy means. Nigeria has everything it takes in the world to tag us terrorists, like they've tried to do by prescribing IPOB. It is now our duty to tell the world why the Nigerian authority prescribed IPOB. What have you done after the prescription? They went at the back and got an ex parte order. And they refused to tell the same international community that IPOB appealed the prescription they gave to them. And the question remains, why is it up to today? The appeal court has not been able to hear the case that was filed because of the prescription of IPOB. This is another thing. These are the things people need to know. For the fact that most of them, they don't know about all these things. Any instruction, any information that comes out, be it from the highest command, be it from DOS, they will always want to counter it. Because they think they're trying to make a case. Or they are trying to, tell their own story. They are telling their own story. And the worst thing that can happen to us is for us to allow them to tell lies against what is happening. Most of them they've never been to any negotiation before. They've never been in any round table discussion, so they can never understand it. So if the order was given, if the instruction was given, it has to be followed. They must not understand it because they are not the one leading. There are people in charge. So when they come out and say, stop, we should listen to them. That is why they are there for us. Anybody can do whatever he or she wants to do in your own house, but it's not outside. So what am I trying to say? DOS speaks for indigenous people of Biafra as the governing body. Now, so those of them who are talking, wishing others, I don't know whom they are speaking for. Unless there are things they know that we do not know. But as it is, everything that was said was in order. Sometimes you must not understand everything in life. But if there's anything we've been asked to do, we should do it. Because they said where intelligence stops, where somebody's intelligence stops, that is where other people's own starts. You will not understand it all at the same time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ndewo Mazi. Thank you for this more explanation. And I hope our audience have heard from Canon Takano, the brother to our leader, that all the order that is coming from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are all authentic. Because Mazi, I will say also ask you a question more on this issue, because we remember that there's a time that when you give order, they say we should stop it. Later, some people were going out there, trying to deceive our people that this order was not real. And they will be saying that Onyendu will not give order. But now I want you to also say things about this, what I want to ask you now. Why did they accept when our legal team come out again? Because most of them have said that our legal team have compromised, that they have paid them. And I also want you to touch also about Barrister Jofo when they came to his house, family house, and destroy all his property. At the same time, you put your mouth also in this issue. And when our leader give order that we should stop, they say that it's not from our leader. And later, our leader also used the legal team to come out and tell us that he's not feeling well, that his health is in somehow doing him this in danger, something like that. I want to ask you, Why do some people before believe that this order is not from Onyendu, from our legal team, but now they are believing that this order now is from Onyendu, like what happened yesterday? Also at the same time, I want you to tell us, the legal team that we have in Biafra land, are they part of the DOS or are they employee to the indigenous people of Biafra? And where are they supposed to be giving their, what they got from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Who are they supposed to be giving this information? Because some people are getting it confused, like they are part of, I don't know, maybe the structure or something like that. And remember, Mazen, that the legal team that we have now, leading by Ifeanyi Ejiofor, was not the first person. We have somebody like Obeta before he left. Mazen, the floor is yours. Explain to us more better, and I hope you understand my question. Thank you.
There's a lot of questions there, but I will take one.
Okay.
And that has to do with orders about the legal team. There are things people need to understand. I can hear a lot of them sometimes they come out to argue and talk about things they do not know. When you get a lawyer or you have a barrister, somebody has to give them instructions on what to do. And that is what we're doing today. It has nothing to do with what the governing body is doing or what IPOB is doing. Why am I saying this? If you involve everybody at the same time, there will always be chaos. There will always be error. That is why it's always good. They get instruction from one source, not from so many sources. The legal team has nothing to do with IPOB. They are not members of indigenous people of Biafra. Their job ends in the court. Start with their client and ends in the court. And don't forget that their client has their own confidence. So do they as well. So anything Mazen Nnamdi Kanu tells them is what they're going to do. If you tell them don't talk in the court today, they'll go to court, nobody will speak. But for people to come out sometimes and they're accusing these men, pointing fingers on them, that is very, very wrong. That is very, very wrong. They have nothing to do with IPO. But as the legal team, if they go there and say, please, go and tell, for example, my wife, this, A or B, they will carry out that instruction. That is the relationship, that is that confidence you build where your legal team is or where they are. So for people to come out and be talking what they do not know, mixing up the legal team with IPOB and this structure, that tells you that they don't know what they are doing and they don't know where they're heading to. These are people who are trying to create confusion or who are trying to make their voice heard. Because I realize sometimes that most people, they like gossiping. Instead of them to come out to talk, it's only when you gossip, that is when you get more likes. That is when you get more shares. But when you go out to educate people, you will see everybody run away because they don't want to hear the truth, because they don't want to learn and they don't want to change.
Exactly.
So people should stop deceiving themselves. The legal team is a different entity. The structure is different entities. These are two different people. These are two different organizations. They can never meet together. But this one has the back of this person, while the other person has the back of the other person. That is how it works. So whatever information they bring out, that is how it is. And we should respect it as people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. We are still on the same question. I know Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor and his team have been working assiduously to make sure that they defend our leader and also defend the indigenous people of Biafra. They are working hand to hand. They are doing their best. But what I want to ask you right now, because I want you to explain to us more better, because like what you said now, you put it up. The grammar is too much. I don't think that our people get it right. What I want to ask you now is that, do you mean that the legal team that we have that is working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now and the leader or the indigenous people of Biafra, are you telling us that, for instance, they can be sacked? Is it what you think? Let me just put it in that way. Can they be sacked, or they must stay there without no sacked? So if something wrong happened, like what happened to Beta, because they are trying to tell us that they are DOS are they. But I want to ask you, do you think that if something wrong happened, do you think that the DOS can say, from today we don't need this lawyer again, we can bring another lawyer? Because I want to establish something into this question, please. Thank you, Mazi.
What I think is supposed to be talking about is not about DOS, if they have to sack or not to sack.
Yes.
Because the question is, if you are dealing with people, one person has to sign. Because I remember very well in our own adage, as in Ewu or Hawa, not going anywhere. And for most of us, we've been to court, we have things to do with lawyers and all these things. They only get instruction from one point, not from the whole IPOB. You understand? You get your instruction from one point. If anybody is not doing well from the legal things, it is the responsibility. The responsibility of the client to sack whoever he wants to sack. If I call a lawyer because I want he or she to defend me, and I realize that you are not doing well, I can tell you to go. Because it's only somebody that signed contract with you. The person that gives you the power of attorney is the person that can sack you and said, as from today, I don't need your services again. But not somebody who's on the street. It doesn't work. So this is how these things functions. As a lawyer, if you hire a lawyer and he or she is not doing good, you have the right to fire the person anytime you want. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Of course, you have already explained it.
So, and if I sign the contract with you and say, please, I'm giving the power of attorney to defend my family or whoever, according to the law, we still have the right. I still have the right to terminate and say, please, as from tomorrow, I don't need your services again. We all have the experience. We've been to courts in various places where we are. We're in the Western world, we know how it works. Even at home. That is why if you go to court, you have a problem, land issue, you call a barrister, you said, okay, sign power of attorney. So any day don't want the person to say, please, I'm done, you can go. That's the end of it. So it's a very simple thing. But what am I trying to say? That if I have a lawyer, I don't need the whole community to come out and sack the lawyer. No, they can't do it. It's only me that hired the lawyer can sack the lawyer. No other person else. I don't know if I answered the question now.
Of course, Mazi. Okay, Mazi, I do understand. And I hope our audience do understand, because I want you to explain it more better, and you have done what we want you to do. You just explain it in a simplified words for our people to understand, because there is some people that are trying to say, in a sense, that our lawyers, like as you said, that if you hired a lawyer, that means that what you're telling us, that if you hired a lawyer, you can tell a lawyer this information, you can give it to this person. We don't want you to give this person information. It's what you said they will do to you, they will do for you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I hope our people are listening. Mazina, let's go also further on this leadership. You know, there is I think last 3 weeks, I did a video when I was explaining to our people, there is people that want to form a leadership on their own, but we know that they are on their own. Like also the same question that I asked you now about our legal team, that is also what applies to every member of DOS, that if they get it wrong, the highest commander can also sack them. Now, There is a new leadership that they launched. I don't know, I think that was 2 days ago or 1 week ago. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. They call it DOE, the Directorate of Chemistry. You know, and we also know that this chemistry is a simplified means a person sent as a diplomat, representative on a special mission. Does it mean that somebody that they send on a mission to represent an emission, does it mean that when that person did wrong, are they not going to sack him or not? Because some people are saying that Mazen and they can say that these people are personal to them. That's nothing can happen. Even though they did wrong, they must stay there. This is my question to you. What do you understand about DOE? What do you understand?
I've heard that then Monday one.
And excuse me, Mazi, when I say DOE, according to Mazi Nnamdi, it was not DOE, it was just chemistry. But now they have, couple it together to make it DOE. According to Mazi Nnamdi, don't even know what is DOE. They know only chemistry. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you. It's very laughable. I would say in one word, I think these are people who are looking for relevance, if I may say. They are looking for relevance. What I know is DOS. I don't know anything like DOE or DOB or DOC, whatever they want to call it. Okay? So any person that wants to form anything he or she wants to form, they should go and look for their audience. Why are they trying to attach where IPOB is all the time? It was exactly what happened that I can say in 2017. They went and opened, they did not call it Radio Nigeria or Radio whatever. They call it Radio Biafra International. Then we have Radio Biafra London. So you can see it's still the same thing happening over and over again. So these people are not important, if I may say, and we don't need to discuss that. If they think they have the power or they control what is happening in Biafra land or they control IPU, let them come out and give instructions and let's see what will happen. That is the only way to handle such people. So coming here talking about the needs, you are giving them relevance. Whatever they want to be, let them be. But they know that they don't have anything to offer. They are looking for people to defraud. That is the only way I can put it. If they don't want to steal, they can't go that way. These are people, like we rightly said at the beginning, these are people that joined this struggle when COVID started because they had nothing to do. Most of them were locked down. They were now listening to Radio Biafra and what is happening. And that's how most of them started. Does not mean that, like we said, in the process of race, also, the more you are running, people are dropping, many people are coming in. That is how it is in life. But we will still have to see those of them that have something to contribute. When they come in, you know. And those that wants to destroy, when they come in, you still know. So my brother, in this platform, and as I am, there is nothing like DOE. What I know is DOS. And nothing more, nothing less. So let us not waste our time and be talking about them because they're nobody. It might be a group of people, one or two people that just form something because they want to make noise. And there are a lot of fools in social media that only come out and they're writing nonsense, posting nonsense. That is all. They are gossiping all the time. So if they want to do whatever thing they want to, let them do, let them give instructions and let us see what they can do. But as long as I'm concerned, there is one leader, one IPOB, and one DOS. They are not two. So whatever they like, let them call it. That is their own business. It has nothing to do with us.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. I'm enjoying everything that's coming out from your mouth because you are explaining it more better to our people. Believe in me, any of our audience today that said that he don't understand every of your points, believe in me, that person will never understand again. Believe in me, he can never or she can never again on this planet Earth understand his right or his left. Thank you, my brother Mazi. Now let's just go in this way again, once again, because you know you people have been taking a lot of allegation. They have laid a lot of allegation against you, against your family, against some people in DOS. Mazi, I want to ask you something. Because I remember when Ojus or Carlo, and I want our people to always understand this. Our leader is not Carlo. Our leader is Kano. It's not Carlo, it's Kano. For some of you that always need this pronunciation, it's Kano, not Carlo. And Mazi, okay, I remember when Ojus or Carlo went to Afaruku Ibeku to visit Lolo. Our mother, may her soul rest in peace. The king of Afaruku Ibeku, may your soul rest in peace. It's people that will always be there in our hearts. We can never, ever forgotten. Because they die on this quest of self-determination. And they are the people we keep on remembering. Because our leader said to us, he will sacrifice everything sacrificable to make sure that Biafra comes. And the same time, he is today in DSS Don John, suffering. A lot of people are mocking at him. A lot of people are saying all manners of things to him. A lot of people want to take over his leadership while he's absent. Chukwu Okike Abiama, guide your son, protect him, give him wisdom. Don't let any evil to come near to him. Mazi, I am feeling so bad when I'm seeing all this thing happening. I'm feeling so bad. I know I am not part of your family, but believing me, that is painful of my heart. But some people will never understand when I'm saying things like this. They think that I always like to talk. You know, when things is bothering me, especially our leader, a man that have done a lot of things in this struggle, a man that never rests from since he started this struggle, from here and there, from here and there. He never stayed with his family, even though the wife and the kids, to have a moment like as we are having today. But when you are trying to tell this to our people, they don't seem to understand. That is why sometimes I'm getting wacko about our people. But I know it will take them time to understand. But one day, they will do understand our point. Mazi, let's talk about selling our leader. Some people have laid allegation on you that you are one of those that sold our leader. That your family are the reason why we never restore Biafra. Mazi, we remember they came to Afaruku Ibeku to bribe Lolo. Lolo told them, my son have grown enough to decide what he wants to do. So it's better you go to my son and talk to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what the Lolo told them when she was alive. Mazi, so tell us, if you people did not compromise when they just released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the promises they have made, why should you people compromise now? Mazi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. I think when Yeshua was killed, was crucified, according to the Holy Book, they never took him and killed him immediately. He was taken and they accused him of so many things before he was crucified. I knew the family I came from very well. Anything we don't have, we don't dream of it. And anything we believe in it in totality. That is how it is with us. When they come, he came to my house, he tried, my mom told him off. Go and meet my son and speak to him. And those of them who were accusing me, accusing the family of Kano, I can say that they are very jealous of this very family. Because what we are doing today, nobody brought us. It's a call. Even how it happened. When you ask most of us, nobody can explain to you how it happened. You do things. It's just like the issue, a question of Jonah. When he was asked to go to Nineveh, he said no. We are meant to understand that the shark or whatever swallowed, even the belly of a fish, was taken to that same place. We can never betray our own. We came from one of the. We can never, not in this generation to come, we can never betray ourselves. We have a very wonderful family. We are, and we will remain. Nobody can take that away from us. People can say whatever thing they want. They can try us with anything they want. It's not going to work. In 2016, I remember somebody coming here was sent from another state to me here in Munich, in Germany. The person came, was talking about things and laughed. I called them my national coordinator. Said, please come and listen to what this man is saying. It's very important. And what happened? After listening to the man, I told him, please, you can go. I don't need anything. But the only thing I did give to this man was a pen and the ink. I said, go and give it to the governor that sent you. Tell him that they should use this to sign the memorandum of understanding to allow Biafra go. That is the only thing that will give them the highest honor in their life. Not their governorship, because it's nothing. They are not the first and they will not be the last. So why am I saying this? They've accused us in several ways, just to discourage us. They think they're clever, but we are more clever than them. And from everything that has been happening today, they cannot prove for once that we betrayed our brother. They cannot. But they are just funny people talking. They want relevance. And it was very unfortunate that even most people in the media took this and they were talking about it as if there was never tomorrow. That was very, very wrong. We are one family. We are united. The Kanos, and nothing can move us. We die in this cause because we believe in it. And what drives us is not because of the money. It's because of the sufferings of people. That is what drives us. And we keep fighting until Biafra is restored. No amount of gossiping, no amount of allegation will stop us. Even other people who are working, they are being accused left, right, and center. But the only thing I will tell you is this: if you are doing the right job, remain there. But I believe one day that their conscience will judge them, if at all they have one. Mazi, I can't hear what you're saying.
Yes, Mazi, I mute my mic. I think they are calling me, but I think yes. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, the technical person. Thank you for reminding me that I just mute my mic, but I now unmute it. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Mazi, another question that I want to ask you is this. Remember, because it's not something that you will tell me that you never heard about it. They accused you of betraying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you are one of the people that sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you heard this, what is your reaction? And those people that they are saying that you are one of those that sold our leader, have you been spoken to them, or you never spoke to them, one of them? Because it seems that they are tagging you that you, the secretary to our leader, and the Nayanya are the people that sold our leader. You know, when they were bringing all these things, and I want to use the opportunity to tell you, Mazi Kanu Takano, my apology. You know, I am a kind of people that whenever I did something wrong, when I realize that, I always come forward. I know that I have spoken to you before, but I want to make it public to every of our people that I'm sorry about what I have said about you. Of course, we have been, we are humans, and I'm sorry. It's not something that I'm going to be talking, understand what I'm saying. I'm really, really sorry. So
thank you very much for that, for coming out bold to say that. That makes you a man you are. That is what it takes to be a man. We all make mistakes as people. But the ability to make a mistake and realize that you've made a mistake, and then the other way around, going to say, my brother or my sister, I'm sorry for what I've done. That is what makes you a man. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, that question that I'm asking, they are tagging you that you, the secretary to our leader, and the Nayanya are the people that sold our leader. When they were bringing all these things, and I want to use the opportunity to tell you, Mazi Canon Takano, my apology. My apology. I am a kind of people that whenever I did something wrong, when I realize that, I always come forward. I know that I have spoken to you before, but I want to make it public to every of our people that I'm sorry about what I have said about you. Of course, we have been, we are humans, and I'm sorry. It's not something that I'm going to be talking, understand what I'm saying. I'm really, really sorry. So
thank you very much for that, for coming out bold to say that. That makes you a man you are. That is what it takes to be a man. We all make mistakes as people. But the ability to make a mistake and realize that you've made a mistake, and then the other way around, going to say, my brother or my sister, I'm sorry for what I've done. That is what makes you a man. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, that question that I'm asking you is this. How do you feel when you heard that you are one of those that betrayed, not only betrayed, that sold our brother? How do you feel? Have you been talking with these people, or you never have any conversation with them? How did they come about this? They don't find any other person, but they find you as a family member. We say that this issue is not about family, but they have already included you as those that want to sold our leader, so that the problem will start from family. Mazi, what do you have to say about this? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me start first and foremost. I want to clear this issue of family. People come out and say one IPOB, we said what? One family. IPOB, one family. Are we not one family?
We are one family.
That is who we are. That the Kanos are sacrificing themselves. We are the same part of that family, and we are one family of Kanos, and we remain the same thing.
Yes.
Most of them who are bringing these very narratives, it's not a family problem. It's not a family issue. I have the same thing 2015, 16, 17, when we fought the same battle, me and Nene. But I want to ask them one thing. Can any of them remember? Can they tell me what they were doing in 2009 regarding this very struggle today? What were most of them doing? Were they thinking of Biafra Day? No. But this same person and the same brother, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, we are doing the same thing. That to an extent we were evicted in our homes because of Biafra. Because we have to pay for our brokers. We were paying, as of 2009, we were paying £4,200 every month to BT Communications to air our program. Our office, Biafran radio station office, was in 295 Shakespeare Road in Bristol, in United Kingdom, London, precisely, in UK. That is exactly where we were broadcasting from there. Where were these people? I was part of it. My brother, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was part of it, and the other people that has gone today. We were all part of it. So that's why when they come out and talk about family, I feel it's not a family thing. I'm just laughing at them because they are trying to be very, 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 very funny. That's what they're trying to be. They're trying to be funny. because they don't know exactly what they are talking about. I have been there, and I will be there. It's a call. If there is anything you know you can do to move this struggle forward, you have to do it. But stop looking for people to attack, to lay allegations on, just for you. Just for you to make a point. That is very, very bad. Like you rightly asked, many people accused me, but I can't fight everybody at the same time. I'm open. We cannot fight in battle. And while these things happened, I knew that a lot of people were confused. I knew a lot of people were tensed up. A lot of people wanted to find out exactly what happened. But they went too far. Because as I am now, if I don't know anything, the first thing I would do is just to break and observe things before I speak. But most of them were just talking as if they were lost. That was exactly what happened. I am not quarreling with anybody. I still talk with most of them. What we are doing is Biafra. What we want is to restore Biafra. So at this point in time, we should remove this enmity, anger amongst us. Because what we are looking for is waiting for us at the front. Let us forget what has happened in the past and forge ahead. What we want is Biafra, and that's what we are looking for. Then my brother can say to your tents, oh Israel, when I come to you, we can talk. If you don't see me, I'm not going to say anything. But as it is now, I will ask, I will say, let us forget everything that happened. I didn't speak, and there was no need for me to speak. I said before, until I knew exactly what happened. This is how men behave in Igbo land. You can't come out, you open your mouth and be talking as if somebody has taken something else. But in most cases, you have to be relaxed, articulate, to know exactly what happened. That is the only way we can get the true answer. By accusing people, even once people are saying the truth, you will not know anymore. And don't forget, when this thing happened, there are people that had other ulterior motives to destroy this global family, to destroy this struggle. That was why they were accusing. Let me give an example. Why they were accusing me. If you can remember the story about
that is exactly what we want to know. How they
I'm going to talk about it.
Yes.
You remember the story about Saul in the Bible? If I'm not mistaken, if I make a mistake, just correct me.
Yeah.
And he killed all the whole gallant men around him.
Sure.
Because of envy and jealousy. And the day the Philistines descended on him, there was nobody to save him. That was why he died the same day with his son Jonathan. This is just a proverb. I think it has answered that question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you for our audience. I still repeat again, we are on Rapture Media under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And who we are having today as our honor guest is Mazi Kanu Ntakanu, the brother to our leader. And what we are doing today is because we want to bring back our stories, because we have our stories, because we cannot keep on allowing these people to begin to tell us our story. Because when they start telling us our story, there must be something they will be putting inside that is not going to be working with us. That is the reason why this time around we are bringing our own people. And as we are continue doing this is not going to be the end. We have been give invitation to some people. We are going to be bringing them to be telling us what we have to know about this struggle. Mazi, now I want to ask you another question, because I don't think that we're going to take a call from anybody, because you have already explained everything. People that have ear have to listen. We don't have to take any call, because we are not coming here to debate or something like that. And I believe that this interview will continue in future because we would like also to bring you back. And I know that you will answer us anytime we call you. Mazi, thank you very, very much that we're listening to you today. And I want you to, because I will allow you to do other things that you want to do. In the conclusion of all these things that we have said today, because I don't want us to take everything at the same time. We have time ahead. Our leader will still come to court. We are still looking forward for them to release our leader. We are working assiduously, and you and your lawyers and the lawyers of our legal teams in Biafra land. But now there's something I want to ask you, Mazi. I don't know if you have saw one of my video when I was saying about good fame. I don't want to go more further. I want you to tell us, our lawyer, the lawyer of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in London, this man, I want you to tell us the work that this man has been doing with you, because we know that you are working with them. Tell our people what they are doing and how they were helping in this struggle. Please, Mazi, I'm sorry, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, because of your voice, it's like our leader. If I make a mistake, please, my people, pardon me. This is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a brother to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Kanu Ntakanu. Mazi, what do you have to tell us about our lawyer in London, which is Beansman and his group? Please, Mazi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. These are very fantastic, legal team that came together to work for our leader. This is not the first time, for the avoidance of doubt. When he appeared in Israel, they were there for him after the Operation Python dance. And these are things people do not know. They are there, an old solicitor for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are his, he knows them too well, one-on-one. They are doing what they're supposed to do. And you know that, like I'm saying, the case is progressing on a daily basis. They are there to give us the best. They are there to make sure that we get what we are looking for. They are there to make sure that those of them who participated in the rendition of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be brought to book. That is what they are doing. So is our legal team in Biafra land are doing as well, to make sure that Onyendu will be free. So is Lukri is doing as well in Kenya, to make sure that the people who are responsible will be held to an account. That is how it is. So people are doing what they're supposed to do. We welcome everybody, but the thing is a question of what are they doing for us. Everybody has whatever he or she is doing in this struggle. So is the lawyers as well, or the barristers, or the advocates, as they may be called. They are doing what they're supposed to do. So I will suggest, I will say, let us leave them, let them do their own thing. Let's give to Caesar what is due to Caesar. And let's give to Elohim what is due to him. That is all. But all of them are working for good, for the betterment of Biafra. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very, very much for being here with us today, Mazi. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Just 1 minute, Mazi. Just 1 minute, Mazi. Just 1 minute. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. I just have a visitor and I have to open the door to my people. Mazi, what I have to ask you now is this. What hope are you giving us on this restoration of Biafra? And what hope are you also giving us on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How far our legal team have gone, and also the one in abroad, and also the one in our land called Biafra? Can you give us an assurance of what they are doing, that they are doing well? What encouragement do you want to give to us so that we will take it home and hold it there Because we know that you know a lot about the struggle. We know you know a lot about the struggle. That is why I always said, we know that this is not a family business, but you are a family. You understand what I'm saying, Mazi? What assurance are you giving to us on these things that is going on today? Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. The legal teams, they are all brilliant. They are doing a very wonderful job. I must have to be honest. And don't forget that the same legal system people are practicing in Nigeria is still the same thing that is practiced in UK and in Kenya. For the fact that they know that they don't have any case, it's very shameful that they are still dragging and said, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rearrested, he jumped bail, and they are talking about the and laughter. The only thing they ought to have done is to say, no, because in the right sense, no court can entertain such case as it is today. In Kenya, it's a different thing altogether that they are doing. In UK, they are there for a different job. But in Nigeria, our leaders are not even supposed to go to court because it's planned. In the argument, go send him back to Kenya, send him back to UK for the due process. How can he give somebody a fair trial after kidnapping the person? Is that possible? The answer is no. But sometimes I keep wondering how Nigerians do this at all. How are they listening? Even those of them that claim to be senior advocates, as they are claiming, you hear them in the newspaper talking like people that took Nkrumah. You see them like people that have smoked the crystal mat. The way they are talking. Because every one of them, they are scared to stand and say the truth the way it is. Nobody's against you trying anybody in the court. But if you want to do something, you have to do through the due process. And that is the problem we're having. They'll keep adjourning cases and adjourning cases, adjourning cases. This is their system to frustrate people because they know exactly, or they knew they had no case pending before our leader. So the only tactics they apply is adjournment upon adjournment, adjournment upon adjournment. In the reality, that is nothing. So we should trust these people. They are doing a brilliant work, and we pray for them and ask God to energize them because the work they are doing is not easy. It's not easy. We have to pray for them as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi, very much. Thank you very much, Mazi. Once again, I thank you once again, Mazi. And this time around, we will begin to descend. We will begin to descend because we have discussed a lot of things. This is an exclusive interview. We are not coming here to gossip. That is why you see the video cannot be too much long, like 3 hours. We have done a lot of things. And we are also looking forward once again to know if you can be able to come. And I hope that anytime we reach you, you will also give us a good reply because we will learn a lot of things from you. But Mazi, this time around, I want you to make a closing remark. I want you to encourage our people. All those things that you have told us, I want you to touch every one of them one after the other. You can use 15 minutes, you can use 10 minutes, you can use any minute you want to conclude this issue and tell our people the way forward. What can we do? How can we support DOS? How can we support this restoration of Biafra? How can we contribute? What are we going to do to help? Because a lot of people don't know what to do. Some people are just looking. Some people are just listening to gossip online. Just give us a word of advice, Mazi. Please, as a person that is inner in this struggle that we are talking about today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander of this issue. Thank you, Mazi. The floor is yours. Give us a word of encouragement, please. We need it from you. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much. In this note, there is something I have to say here, being the key. That is C&C, command and control. That is the key. When you're being asked to move, you move. If you're being asked to stay back, withdraw, you withdraw. That is the key thing. That is the guide. That is our guideline, is command and control. We must not like it. We are not into politics. If we're into politics, we can say whatever we want to say, do whatever we want to do. But we are freedom fighters. What I'm seeing and what you're seeing might not be the same, and will never be the same. You have a way of interpreting your own issues. I have my own way of doing mine. And we have people who are there to guide and help us get what we are looking for. All we need to do is just to give them that maximum support. Sometimes we all believe in strategic foolishness too. Do it. Forget about what is going to come out. I can't ask you a question if I don't have the answer. That is what we need to understand. We should support everybody. We should support the US to do their job. We should pray for Martin Nnamdi Kanu and the legal teams for we should pray for people in Biafra land who are suffering day and night. It is very, very important. This is the people I have so much respect for. I don't my cap for them. But not those of them who are gossiping, who believe in creating confusion everywhere. And that's something we have to understand, like we're saying. Some of them, when they want to act, they will come up and start talking about ESN. I repeat again, ESN is a vigilante group. They are in our forest to make it safer for our parents to go to their farms and come back safely. They are not after anybody. They are not associated with any crime of any kind whatsoever in Biafra land. Those who are causing problems today in Biafra land are the jihadists in Nigerian security uniforms. They are the ones killing innocent people and were being accused. In the last days, 2 days ago, there is a news going around that 2 policemen were beheaded. They will say IPOB, they will say ESN. That is rubbish. We don't kill anybody. We are there to protect our parents. If anything goes wrong in Biafra land, go and ask Nigerian security agents. They have 3 groups. I said before, when ISWAP controls Nigerian army, Boko Haram is in DSS. Mieti Allah is in charge of Nigerian police. They are everywhere. And these are the people killing us in Biafra land. We should pay attention to this. So when we see things like this, all these allegations, everybody should use his or her platform to counter it and not to be gossiping. Because gossiping will not bring us anywhere. But we want to learn from everybody. If we have something to offer, we'll take it from there. It's very, very important. And then understanding, we have to understand one thing. What we are doing today, in conclusion, according to my friend, it's like a race between a tortoise and a rat. Before a tortoise could make a step, the rat has gotten to its destination. But there is one lesson we have to take from this thing, from this story, that the tortoise is not where. It's no longer where it is, and it has not gotten to where it ought to be. It's still a process. It's no longer where it is. It is or so, and it has not gotten to where it's going to. So it is a process, and this process continues. That is what we are doing today. It's a tough journey, And it's only tough people that can survive it, no other person. This is one thing we have to take home today. And we should encourage our people to do more. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Our audience, I hope we have listening to what our Mazi have told us, the word of encouragement that we should support the DOS, which is the highest office of this movement. And we have to support them with our strength, our knowledge, everything that is available to us in our disposal. We should support them. We shouldn't let them alone, because all these things that we are seeing today is a work of evil. They are coming to destroy. But guess what, my people? They will always fail, because this is how they will have been failing from 2015. This is how they will also fail this time around. And we are also looking towards the release, unconditional release of our leader. Like our brother Kanu Ntakanu has said here, he said, the best thing for Zoom to do is to return Mazi Nnamdi Kanu where they adopted him. Either they return him back to Kenya, or they return him back to where he based, which is England, he's a citizen of England. Mazi, I thank you very much for joining us today. And I pray for you and your family. I pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I pray for the Biafran people in general. Also the DOS, that we must pray for them, as you said. We are keeping them in our prayer, our legal teams, and everyone that you may concern. And also the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his kids. We always have to be putting them in prayer. Also our Lolo and Igwe Israel, those people that have already late, we will keep on praying for them, for Chukwu Okike Abiama to grant them, to make them to stay in his right hand and begin to look over his people on this planet Earth. Because we know that one day we all will surely die. No man will live on this planet Earth forever. That is why our leader has stood up. That is the reason why he never collected money from anybody. That is why our leader don't even have a car of his own, because he believes all this wealth that we are putting one corner in this earth, one day we will die, and we will never know the people that will eat the money. Mazi, thank you very much for joining us today. And Chukwu Okike Abiama bless you and bless everyone that just watched us. I thank you, Mazi, till we will see again. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very, very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.